Hey Vector family, it's Luke Leasing again from the Vector Algorithmics team. Today I'm joined by one of our most successful traders in the group, Carlo. Carlo, how are you today, my friend?
I'm good. How you doing, man?
I'm good, bro. I'm by the look of that smile on your face, bro. I know you've been having some good months recently.
For sure, for sure.
Before we get started into like your experience with trading and Vector, why don't you tell our listeners a little bit about who you are, what you do for work, and I guess kind of like your work life lifestyle balance with trading. Like, do you have any trading experience? Like, how does that tie in with your day job?
No, for sure. I've always wanted to trade. Currently I'm in like a tech company doing sales, but trading how it ties into my day job, it's actually been pretty great with Vector. I don't really need to do much. I just turn on my algos, turn it off and watch it, and I'm always kind of in the community trying to get tips from all like the um leading people that were there when I got there. I'm pretty sure like some pretty memorable people were like Rockstar. Um Clex was someone who was a big contributor. Shout out to him. I was reading a lot of his stuff. And then someone who I think doesn't get enough credit is like Jojo. Like Jojo's really helpful. And it's just been super, super helpful. Like I stumbled upon Vector and I saw something that could help with my work-life balance. And I took the chance and now I'm here doing pretty well.
Yeah, you know, on that point, one thing that a lot of people actually overlook, but I would actually say is one of the biggest factor in terms of why people love Vector so much is the community aspect. So you mentioned Clicks. We did an interview a couple of weeks back with Clicks. It's on our YouTube. We did one with Jojo as well, which to your point, actually, he doesn't get enough credit, but he actually is extremely supportive in the community. Rockstar has yet to do an interview yet, so we got to try to convince him. But why would you say the community aspect is a big support in the Vector community?
For sure. So I mean, like anyone who's pretty successful tries to gatekeep a lot of their sauce. Like a lot of people don't like to share what makes them successful. And I think the thing is like what's cool about the Vector community is we share results even if it's positive or negative, and it really helps because it really helps a lot of newer members who are new and don't know anything about trading, and maybe per se like me, like I was pretty proactive and I wanted to learn trading regardless. But for someone who doesn't know what they're doing, having a community that's responsive and will help set the learning curve much shorter than maybe someone who's just not knowing what they're doing is super helpful. And I think that's something that you can't really measure in money, because like most people would probably just leave you high and dry, but the Vector community is not like that. And it's not just the members too, like it's also yourself, HR, Liam, Ree, Daniel. Like everyone is super helpful and supportive, and that makes all the difference in the investment.
Yeah, facts. Okay, I love that. Now let's talk about the good stuff, the numbers. You joined us when, and actually before we even get into that, remind me, do you have any trading experience prior to Vector or no?
I would say no. I've always tried to study, but I don't really know anything.
Okay, got it. So you joined Vector in, I believe, late February.
Yep.
So right now it's late May. So how many months is that? 3, 4 months.
Yep.
Uh, how much have you withdrawn since then?
Yeah, no, so I've withdrawn about 30K in payouts, strictly from Apex. For a lot of the guys out there that doesn't like Apex, I would say if you follow their rules, they've shaped me up to be someone been winning off of this. So 30K payouts from them.
Sheesh. Okay, so you're one of our traders that joined this, and you did both the live account side stuff and as well as the prop firm stuff. So the 30K in payouts, what else do you have left in buffer? Just so we have an idea in terms of your overall profits since joining in late February.
Yeah, no, so I have about 37K in buffer. And just so, a lot of people don't think we're just like, I'm lying out here. If you guys can see, if the numbers can show, and just to help you guys out for all the newer people, if it says PA and anyone can verify that, that means it's a funded past account. And you can see it's across 14 accounts. I wish it was 20. Um, but yeah, those are all the gains. If you guys want to pause and take a look at that, go ahead. But yeah, about 37K in buffer. So I've made pretty decent, a pretty decent size, and that's thanks to Vector. So
That's crazy. So 14 funded accounts. 37 grand in leftover buffer, plus you made 30K in payout. So that's about 67 grand in total.
Yep.
And then on your cash account, because I know you didn't start initially with a cash account, but as soon as you made some money at the start, then you opened a live account. How much was your live account and where is it sitting at now?
Yeah, no, so I have about 5K. Like that's what I started with, and now I'm at 12.
Okay, so you've more than doubled your live account over 3, 4 months.
More than doubled it.
Damn. Now, I would imagine your risk was a little bit higher than normal.
For sure. So I mean, I'd like to talk about both the funded and the cash account. So to clear things up, I would not recommend anyone do what I did with the cash account. It was a 5 to 12, but the reason that jump was so high was because I'm definitely medium to high risk. I would say more towards the high risk. If you guys are willing to follow suit with that, that's
Yeah.
okay. Like the thing is, like I think people have to ask themselves when they do something like trading, it's not about what they're comfortable winning, it's what they're comfortable losing. And
Mm,
this was money I was willing to play with. So I think people need to reevaluate when they look at things like that because they don't, you can't just look at the numbers. You have to think about that. And that's where, like, you could be asking, like, with the funded, like, what was my strategy? I was very low conservative. Like, I knew I had to protect the accounts. And that's what got me to my payouts. Like, I wasn't getting payouts in a week from getting a funded account, but after a month or two of being able to build that buffer, I got consistent payouts. And if there are ever days that we lost, which is very rare, I know April was a rough month, but I protected my gains. I was able to keep my buffer because of risk management. So it's like I think that's a big key thing here.
got it. Now, during your time with us, obviously you've withdrawn quite a bit of money and you still have leftover buffer, plus you did really well in your cash account. Um, what was your method of success? Because not a lot of people maybe might see that quickly of a game. I don't know if you would consider that quick. 4 months is pretty much like the average when people start to see some significant returns. But just the rate you did it at with the amount of money, right? Almost 67,000 in overall profits on your funded accounts and more than doubling your cash account. What was like your method to getting these payouts at such a high rate, at a quick pace, I should say, and also doing that with your cash account?
Yeah, no, for sure. So with a cash account, I definitely over leverage. Now I'm keeping it more of a T. I just want to kind of protect it. I've saw what a bad week or a bad day could do. So I was able to, grow from that. And I talked to the community and it looked like being able to just keep it consistent, but growing slowly was the best thing. But it's the same thing with the funded. Like I took the small route. I didn't leverage as much as other people in the community. And it may have taken me a while, but I would still say it's like conservative medium risk, but I just waited and I didn't withdraw the max amount. And slowly as I got those payouts, I continued to withdraw more as my buffer scaled. And from there, it just paid me back dividends. Like I compounded. I was taking out less than what I was making, and that's why my account balance is where it could be, and it didn't
Got
drop.
it.
So
What would you say is the biggest mistake or some of the biggest mistakes that you made and also lessons that you learned while algo trading with Vector?
yeah, no, for sure. So I mean, it's like revenge trading, right? It's actually two things. I would say it's like revenge trading. So on a day that I took a hit, I thought I was better than the algo, and I thought I could do some things myself. And a small loss, which wouldn't have really hurt my bankroll, turned into something that detrimentally affected it. And it was all because I thought I was smarter than the thing that made me money in the first place.
Oh,
So I think like not touching that should have been like the biggest thing. And that goes to my second point. I think my biggest mistake is I with like because I was super super paranoid and it was my first time joining the community, I would cut the gains. So there would be days where I would make like $100 and I would be super super happy with it. But then I see people in the community with the same sizing or the same contracts make 300 or 400 on each account, and it's like I could have done that too if I had just slow down and trust the process a bit. And that was my biggest thing, learning to let go. Like these algos, like you don't really need to do anything. There's a great community, I would say, that's going to help you learn and figure out what's best for you and what caters to your risk management. But you don't need to touch the algos. You don't need to try to do your own thing. You can win off of these and you'll make money. It's proven. There's a whole community to vouch for that, and we're only getting better. So,
I love it, bro. So basically, you got in your own way.
yep, that was it. My ego kicked in, and I needed to know when to call L and L. Like nothing's perfect, but we try to make sure we're winning more than we're losing, right?
Yeah. Yeah, love it, bro. Last question for you then. For anyone that wants to get started in algo trading or maybe trading in general, maybe they want to join Vector, what's one piece of advice that you would give to that person so that they wouldn't make the same mistakes as you?
Yeah, for sure. So it's like be proactive in your like knowledge and education, like learn everything. Like you can't go into this just expecting to get rich quick. I know I'm like probably one of the worst examples of that because in this case I feel like this was a pretty quick amount to be making the amount I do, but that came from me asking a ton of questions the minute I joined, being somewhat super annoying to everyone, just asking a ton of dumb questions even though there's no dumb question, and it just helped me understand like what's the best way to make use of the algo, the community, because at the end of the day you're going to be spending money on it. You want to make sure that you're not cutting your money short and you're not taking advantage of what the community provides. And like I said, like with the vector community, that's what makes it so amazing. People are going to tell you the truth. They're going to openly show you what they're doing, and it's only going to help shorten that learning curve. So that would be it. And to again, just trust the algo, let it cook. If this is your first time, there's so much people who've been doing it longer than you. They're going to show you how it is. Like for example, clicks, he's shown positive days and losing days, and this guy's up. I don't know. He makes a lot. I think he's up 20K on just his cash account alone, and that's from trusting the algos. So people really need to learn that.
What's crazy about Clicks is that when we recorded that interview with him, I think his cash account was up. I think he said 60% um over the course of 2 months. From that recording till now, it's up over 100% now. He over like he more than doubled his account. I
For
think he's
sure.
at I think his cash account started at 20, now it's at 42K.
Yeah, no, that literally is that. And the thing is like talk is cheap, but they show the receipts too. Like no one here is um gonna lie to you. Like we're proven. So I would say if you're hesitant, we're happy to show you all of that too. So it's been great.
This guy's confident in those receipts. I love it. I love it. I love it. Um, Carlo, man, I appreciate your time today, brother. That's pretty much it. And I look forward to chatting with you more in the Discord community, bro.
For sure.